Today I'm going to show you guys how I make my thumbnails. So pretty much my goal with each thumbnail is to convey the essence of the whole video in one thumbnail, and so that's why a majority of the time my thumbnail process actually starts right inside of Premiere Pro. So while I'm shooting, I tend to like to get a feel of how I want the thumbnail to actually be put together, and then from that I'll basically decide if I'm going to end up taking a screenshot or not. I mean, sure, yeah, if I don't use a screenshot, then I will just go take my DSLR and go take a good picture for the thumbnail elsewhere, but most of the time I do use a screenshot from the actual video, which is what I did for this video. So when I do use a screenshot, I look through the entire timeline and pick a few that could basically sum up the entire premise of the video in one picture. This one looks good. Then I export that and a few others to my desktop for later, at which point I open Photoshop. Which, by the way, shout out to my buddy Moaz, who uploaded a very awesome Photoshop tutorial last Sunday. So at this point, once I have the screenshot and the actual picture, which makes up a main bulk of the thumbnail, I have a pretty good idea of how I want to put it together. So inside Photoshop, I make a new 720p canvas with a white background and import my screenshot or picture onto the canvas to fit the frame. So for the past 4 or 5 or so videos, I've kind of come to a final thumbnail style that I really like, and it uses what I like to call the 3 thumbnail C's. It needs to be clear, concise, and crispy. And also I like to stay true to my YouTube style and show and not tell, so that's why I've recently stopped putting text in my thumbnails. So after I import the picture, I adjusted a bit with levels to add contrast, an unsharp mask to add sharpness, and also I add a bit of film grain with the noise filter. So pretty much at this point, where I go with the thumbnail really all depends upon the video. But for my last thumbnail, what I did is I divided the thumbnail in half, moved the screenshot to the far left so my face was in the frame. Next, I took some screenshots of my past subcounts and made selections around the individual numbers and then moved them into place on the left side of the thumbnail. So next, to actually illustrate that your subcount would actually be going up, I added a directional blur to the last number, changed the angle to 90 degrees, and set the value to around 15. Now finally, pretty much the last thing I do, which is something I've been wanting to do for a long time, I add my thumbnail watermark. It's just a little something I made that basically drops in the corner with my logo, and it's a PNG that I just made in Photoshop. It's really simple. I just drop it on top of my thumbnail, and with that it's finished. So with YouTube's file size limits, I usually have to export my thumbnails in a JPEG instead of a PNG, especially if I import a picture right from my DSLR instead of a screenshot because the file size is just massive. But once I export it as a JPEG, we're finished. So yeah guys, that's about it for this video. I do still plan on making a banner tutorial, so if you guys still want to see that, then I'm more than game to do it. And also, before I go, I just want to thank you guys so much for all of the recent support on my past few videos. It means the world to me. The fact that you guys watch my videos and like my videos, and really, I love you guys so much. I'm here for you guys, and it's just so cool how I feel like we're all friends, and it's just a great feeling. So if you guys did enjoy this video, then please be sure to leave a comment down below. And I'll catch you guys later.